few episodes ago, I mentioned the Kunio-kun series when introducing the game Renegade. We're going to briefly jump the second game in the series, Super Dodgeball, which I'll cover at some point in the future, to talk about the third game, River City Ransom, known in Japan as Downtown Neketsu Monogatari, literally translated as Tale of Downtown Neketsu. The game was released in PAL regions as Street Gangs. Yeah, I can see why it didn't get that title in North America in the late 80s. Anyway, River City Ransom seems to be the flagship for the Kunio-kun series, and similar to Renegade, the game underwent several localization changes to be suitable in the Western market. Kunio returns from Renegade and Super Dodgeball to team up with his old rival Ricky. Their names were changed for the North American version to Alex and Ryan. Let's see what's up. To sum this game up in simple terms, River City Ransom is an open-world, side-scrolling, beat-em-up RPG. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's much simpler than that, really. Let's start with the open-world concept. The game amounts to strolling down the street and beating up thugs and taking their money, using that money to buy things like food and power-ups, which strengthen your character, and then hunting down gang bosses and beating them up. River City Ransom is open-world in that you can fight your way to anywhere at any time in mostly any order. However, in reality, the game is linear. There's only one boss fight where you have to backtrack a little bit. The rest of the fights can be encountered by generally following the path forward. There are little avenues and alleys you must find and traverse down to find all the areas you need to go to, and maybe even a secret shop if you're lucky, and this concept may be a tough one to grasp and get you turned around a little bit. The beat-em-up aspect is the major mechanic of the game, but it can be varied. There are a number of different attacks you can do in addition to punch and kick. You can do sprinting attacks, jump attacks, and attacks with weapons. You can also purchase power-ups to your base attacks, which make them rapid fire and really make most of the ordinary street thugs no big deal. You can even buy power-ups in the form of books that let you toss enemies or do spin attacks. The RPG aspect really amounts to the grinding you'll need to do to power up your character. One popular grind spot is just outside the sauna where you can vanquish some thugs, take a sauna to recoup, and then go to the screen over to purchase some life-replenishing drinks that will help you out of the tight spots against the latter game bosses. Of course, everyone's favorite moment is at the sauna. You get exposed to some 8-bit booty. Bosses generally appear no different than ordinary street thugs. They just take a little bit extra butt kicking to take out. But if you continue to buy food, drinks, drugs, and books, you'll power up your stats in no time. The manual is useful for explaining in general what things do. You can check out your vitals and inventory via the select menu. Try and purchase weapons like stone hands or dragon's feet as early as possible for maximum butt kicking fun. The game isn't without its frustrations. Enemies gang up on you, so you'll need to be careful and try getting them alone. The bosses are relentless, especially if you're outnumbered by them, and jumping can be a complete and unnecessary hassle. If you go down, you're revived, but with only half the money you had when you went down. Not too punishing, but a big setback could take the wind out of your playthrough. Playing with two players ramps up the fun, but you'll need to work together and split the money you get to ensure you're both strong enough for the boss fights. One neat trick in multiplayer is that if you or your partner go down, the other player can sprint off the screen and the character that was near death will appear on the next screen with full health. Cheating? Maybe, but it's a fairly easy to discover exploit. Obviously, if you play by yourself and go down, you're just screwed. Definitely be careful of throwing away necessary items. You can accidentally do this in the inventory screen and the game doesn't second guess your decision. If you grind for 10 minutes to obtain an item and accidentally throw it away because you were fumbling through the menu, then it's gone immediately and forever. No bueno. So as the story goes, the most powerful gang leader in River City issues an ultimatum regarding River City High School as he holds it captive. Probably not a storyline we'd see welcomed in this day and age. Anyway, the gang leader has his vicious thugs roaming the streets to ensure his demands are met. Fortunately, your character Alex and his pal Ryan, converted from Kunio and Ricky, were not in school that day and their fellow students are held hostage, including Ryan's girlfriend. You know what to do. All in all, the game is a fun experience. For its time, it's a unique twist to the beat-em-up formula that offers a lot for discovery and exploration, is open to different playstyles, is fun for two players simultaneously, and while the story is predictable, it's still endearing with its timeless 1950s aesthetic. Not to mention, the smiles are free. If River City Ransom is the game for you, there are some ports of it available on the X68000 and the PC Engine you can check out. River City Ransom EX was released on the Game Boy Advance in 2004 and traded the co-op partner with an AI partner, among a few other small changes. There are 3 River City Ransom games on the 3DS, including Rival Showdown, Tokyo Rumble, and Knights of Justice. I've never personally played any, but they all reviewed between 6s and 7s, so they're probably worth a shot. Recently, a trailer released for a game from Way Forward titled River City Girls that presumably takes place in the Kunio-kun universe. It's set to release on everything September 5th of 2019. I also want to shout out my friend Miles from the Flock of Nerds YouTube channel and Flock Talk podcast for playing this game with me to capture footage. Well, that does it for River City Ransom on the NES. Always dry your hiney at the sauna, and thanks for watching.